Hi, my name is Alahnnaa Campbell from You Have a Life Plan, and I just wanted to share with you another way that you can use to understand your child's behavior. And this is from the division of my company called Support Their Light, which is a service for parents with sensitive kids. So just a very brief background to me. I have a master's in psychology. I specialized in stress and health. I did mental health and high-risk youth research for about 10 years. I have a 5.5-year-old son and a 2.5-year-old daughter. And I took pretty much every parenting class that the Parent-Child office, the Parent-Child Center offered over a 3-year period, which was a lot of like attachment parenting, unconditional parenting, parenting boys. And I had a really challenging pregnancy with my daughter, and that was a real game changer because trying to figure out what was going on with my pregnancy, I was led to a lot of teachers, and these teachers led me to a lot of tools that I actually use today with my family and with a lot of my clients' families, just to really understand what is going on with our children, what is going on in the dynamic of the family, and we're just really just understanding ourselves and how we affect one another. And how we're all really unique and individual. So the systems I use primarily are soul contract and human design, and I'm starting to add gene keys, astrology, and feng shui. But in this example, I'm just going to briefly show you my son from a human design and soul contract perspective, just so you can see that there's another way of looking at why are our children behaving the way they are, and maybe we can avoid labeling them and sort of seeing them for where they're at. So many people have tried to label my son. They've said, do you think he has a sensory disorder? Is he on the autistic spectrum? Does he have a stutter? Does he have a behavior disorder? Is there something wrong with his emotions? Does he have an unhealthy addiction to technology? And then finally, are you just enabling his bad behavior? And the answer to all these questions is no. I actually can see clearly what is going on with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just extremely sensitive, and I'll show that to you. So this is his human design. One of the biggest features here on his human design is his identity is open. So this means that he feels other people at their core. So if he's around people who are negative, who have a negative view of him, who for whatever reason do not feel comfortable, if he's in an environment that does not feel comfortable, his behavior is going to act up. If he's around kids that are having a lot of fun, he's going to take that lots of fun and amplify it and act up, and he's going to have a hard time controlling his behavior. Not because there's anything wrong with him, but because he is reflecting what is around him. And he is very clear about places he will not go, people he will not go with, because he just does not feel well with them. And for him, that's beautiful because his profile here is a 6'2". This is this role model. And the hermit side is somebody who's like a natural at something, and they need to be very selective of what are they going to put their energy into, because they're really, really good at something. So it's about being selective, being really good at picking, and he's just so intelligent. This channel here is the channel of structuring. So he is really good at like figuring out what he wants to say and explaining it to you. And he's really practicing, how can I explain this in a simple way so everybody can understand? And so, when you see this kind of combo, you think, wow, he can't control his behavior. He's really trying to explain things logically, maybe something's wrong and other things. And there's really nothing wrong with him. And this is the beauty of looking at your children from a human design and soul contract perspective, because I just gave you 2 little things about him, but that explains a lot about what's going on. And the biggest solution there for those things, or for the open identity, is when I see he's lost control of himself. It's not that I blame him or punish him. I just go, okay, we need to get you out of this energy because you are not able to control it. It's everybody else's energy being amplified. I just need to physically remove you and project to him my calm sort of energy to sort of calm him down, as like kind of he can mirror that back at me. And then the other thing that I think is really interesting for all parents to know is, how do their emotions work? So this is the emotional center, and his emotional wave is right here. Whatever connects the emotional center, if it's connected at all, will tell you a lot about their emotions. So in his case, he is going to get frustrated. He's going to let things build, and then he's going to blow. And the only way for him to calm down, and it's written within human design, is for him to just hold on to something and just let that emotion sort of diffuse. And there's no point in arguing with him or getting into a power struggle with him when he's in that state, because it's just like he is overwhelmed. He's let everything build up, and he's frustrated, and he's fed up, and he's kind of done. And so to just kind of say, okay, what do you need to hold? You can hold something. He sometimes lies on the floor and holds on to something. He's not autistic. He doesn't have a problem. He's just overwhelmed. And then the other thing I think worth mentioning is his type is a manifesting generator. So This contend, it says here, the theme is satisfaction. He just wants to be satisfied with what he does with his time. And he contend towards frustration and anger. And that the frustration comes when he feels he's putting his time into something that he doesn't love. And the anger comes from being controlled. He does not want to be controlled. So he drops out of a lot of programs because he just says they're bossing him around. He even feels school is bossing him around. And it's just, he has his own idea of what he wants to do. He's here to create something great. He's here to be a role model, to be a teacher. He already is. And so to really support him and not label him as a problem because of the symptoms or behaviors he's showing, because he's just reflecting to us kind of where he's at. So that's a sample of human design. And then this is his soul contract. So things here, you know, to look for. He's got a dominant 5, both in his birth name and in his common name. And so this is somebody who's really sensitive. He's very, very sensitive to his environment. And, you know, this is somebody who could have really intense relationships with people to learn from. This is somebody who can draw disempowerment to figure out how to step into his power. This here is somebody who's doing things the hard way. The 8s is somebody who's having trouble getting in their body. The 5s also have trouble getting in their body. And then the beautiful thing is this 19-1 here shows that he has a goal of creating a space for people to just come and laugh and feel good and heal. And so he's got a lot of beautiful energy, but he's got a hard road. And so one of the things we did here is, number one, to really understand what is going on with him. And sorry, here also this 11-2 goal is about building. He's coming right now. Yes, just one second, Kaden. Building his own structure of truth and becoming resilient enough to share that with others. And so we optimized his name here, which is changing his name to sort of change the energy and make things easier for him. So this 18-9 basically shoots like this dragon energy through this doing things the hard way. And this is Kaden. And then this 17-8 helps him really ground into his body and helps him explain what is going on with him so that he can express. Okay, so I'm going to have to probably cut this off here unless he's willing to sit through this. But here's an outside observation that we've had. So this is actually from my dad, and he's a very hard person to get a compliment from. So this is what he said. He said, "I worry a lot about your son." Can I just finish this, sweetie? Okay. Okay. "I worry that he has autism. A friend of mine noticed similar problems with her boy, stubborn, yell, low social skills, and she took him to another country to have him enrolled in special training school for social behavior for 2 to 3 years now because it is free there. But you've applied a different strategy to deal with your son, and I see a lot of improvements in him without moving him to another country, and I'm very impressed. I think the bottom line is there's nothing wrong with your son, and he is all that he needs is to be respected for his limits, heard, and gently guided, and we should all stop worrying about him and leave you guys alone." So I really appreciate that compliment paid to me by my dad, because like I said, compliments are hard to come by. And if you are interested, oops, let's go back here. Here we go. So if you are interested in looking at a child that you love, you can book a free, no obligation 50-minute consultation with me just to take a look, take a peek and see if this information is going to resonate with you and help you. You can go to my website, yourlifeplan.ca, and go to book online and then just click book. And I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you for your time. Bye.